All right, so you guys sent us a bunch of stuff about this app. It's called Kadjo,
Okay.
and they claim that you can earn cryptocurrency just by browsing online.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it got reviews, marketing materials, even a forum post from someone who said they tried it out.
Interesting.
So in this deep dive, let's see if Kadjo is legit or if it's all just hype.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds a little too good to be true, right? Earning crypto just for browsing.
Right, exactly. So from what I've seen, Kadjo is an app that's supposed to run in the background on your phone or your computer, and it tracks your browsing. And somehow it gives you crypto.
Yeah, their marketing talks about this crypto loophole they found
Yeah.
that lets them reward you with crypto just for spending time online.
And some of the numbers they throw out are pretty wild.
Oh, yeah? Like what?
Like $21 an hour.
Really?
Yeah, just for browsing.
Yeah.
You know, checking your email, things like that.
I mean, that's pretty tempting.
Yeah, who wouldn't want to make an extra 20 bucks an hour just for doing what they're already doing?
Right, but that kind of makes you wonder if it's really that easy and that profitable. Why isn't everyone doing it?
That's a good point.
You know, the forum post you mentioned, the person there said they only made like $8 on their first day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, way less than the 21 they advertised.
Okay, so maybe 21 an hour is a little optimistic.
Yeah, a little bit.
But still, I mean, $8 just for doing what you normally do, I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, every little bit helps, but it's definitely something to keep in mind.
For sure.
You know, user experiences can vary a lot.
Right.
And that 21 under figure is probably like the absolute best case scenario.
Yeah.
And we haven't even talked about the big question. This whole crypto loophole thing.
Right. What is that and how does it even work?
Exactly.
It's pretty vague,
Yeah.
right? Like they mention AI and stuff,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
no real details on how it all comes together.
Yeah. And that lack of transparency is definitely a bit of a red flag.
True.
But to be fair, they do offer a money-back guarantee.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So if you're not happy with the results, you can get a full refund.
And they even let you keep the app and like some bonus materials, even if you ask for a refund.
That's interesting.
So that's pretty generous, I guess.
It is. It definitely lowers the risk for people who are thinking about trying it.
Right, especially for people who are new to crypto.
Exactly.
And from the reviews, it seems like Kadjo is really trying to target beginners.
Okay.
They say it's super user-friendly, and the entry cost is only 17 bucks.
That's not bad at all.
And you get that crypto beginner's guide as a bonus, too.
So they're trying to make it accessible to everyone, huh?
Yeah, seems like it.
That's actually a good thing, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
It's good to see more and more products and services trying to make crypto easier to understand.
Right, make it less intimidating for the average person.
Exactly.
And speaking of who it's for, it definitely seems like Kadjo is made for people who are online a lot.
Yeah. Like who?
Like people who are constantly browsing, you know, heavy internet users.
Makes sense. I guess the more you're online.
The more data you generate.
Right. And that means more crypto you can earn.
It's like passive income for people who can't stay off the internet.
Right. But then that also makes you think, if the crypto market crashes, won't neat, all your earnings go down with it.
That's a good point. Crypto is notoriously volatile.
Yeah.
So, yeah, your earnings could fluctuate quite a bit depending on what the market's doing.
That's definitely a risk to consider.
Definitely.
Okay, so it sounds like Kadjo might be a good fit for a specific type of person.
Okay.
Someone who's new to crypto, who's okay with a bit of risk,
Yeah.
and who spends a lot of time online.
Exactly. It's a pretty specific niche.
It is. But hey, maybe it works for them.
Maybe it does. It's kind of a win-win situation in a way.
How so?
Well, Kadjo gets access to all this valuable browsing data.
All right.
And the users get a chance to earn some crypto passively.
Okay, so we've talked about the lack of transparency around this crypto loophole.
Right.
And we've touched on the risks that come with the volatility of the crypto market.
But what about the positives?
The positives.
Yeah, like what are some of the things that might make someone want to try Kadjo?
Well, the first thing is it seems pretty user-friendly.
Right.
And the entry cost is low, just 17 bucks.
Yeah.
Plus, you've got that money-back guarantee. So there's really not much risk involved.
Yeah.
You can try it out for a whole year.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't work out, you get your money back.
And you keep the app and the bonus materials.
Right, exactly. So it's a pretty safe bet.
And I have to admit, the idea of earning passive income is pretty appealing.
Yeah, I get that.
Just doing what you're already doing online and making some extra crypto on the side.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's definitely tempting, especially if you're already spending hours online every day.
Exactly.
You might as well get rewarded for it, right?
Right. And they've made it compatible with multiple devices too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you can use it on your phone, your tablet, your computer.
That's pretty smart.
Yeah. Means you can potentially earn more.
And it gives them access to more data. It's a win-win for them.
Okay, so we've got a product that's easy to use, it's affordable, it comes with a risk-free guarantee, even if we don't know exactly how much you can earn.
Yeah.
Those are some pretty good reasons to at least consider Kadjo, right?
I'd say so. It's definitely worth looking into.
Yeah, especially if you're curious about crypto and you don't mind taking a little gamble.
Exactly. The potential rewards could be significant.
And the risk is pretty low.
Right.
So far, we've been talking about the marketing and the general pros and cons.
Yeah.
But you mentioned a forum post from someone who actually used Kadjo.
Right.
What did they have to say about it?
Well, this person said they didn't make anywhere near the $21 an hour.
Oh.
But they still made a decent amount just from browsing like they normally do.
So it does work to some extent.
Yeah, it seems like it does.
Even if it's not as much as they advertise.
Right.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and they emphasized how much they valued the passive income aspect.
Even if it wasn't a huge amount?
Exactly. It was still extra money they didn't have to work too hard for.
So it sounds like Kadjo could be a good option for people looking for a low-effort side hustle.
It could be, especially for people who are already familiar with crypto.
Right.
They probably know what to expect and how to manage the risks.
And for people who are brand new to crypto.
Well, Kadjo seems to be catering to them too. They've got that crypto beginner's guide, and the whole app is designed to be super user-friendly.
So it's not just about making money, it's also about learning about crypto.
Right, it's like a way to dip your toes into the crypto world.
Without having to invest a lot of money or become an expert overnight.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've looked at Kadjo from a few different angles here.
Yeah.
We've seen the marketing, the pros and cons, and we've heard from an actual user. What's your overall impression? Would you recommend it?
It's a tough one to say for sure.
Oh, yeah.
There are definitely some good things about it, especially for beginners and people who spend a lot of time online. But that lack of transparency about the crypto loophole is still a bit concerning.
But doesn't the money-back guarantee kind of balance that out?
Yeah, it does to some extent.
I mean, if you're not happy, you can always get your money back.
True, and you get to keep the app and the bonuses.
So it's like a free trial almost.
Yeah, kind of. It's a low-risk way to see if it works for you.
So a potential win-win for users then.
Potentially, but it's important to be realistic
About
the earnings.
Okay.
Don't expect to get rich quick.
Right. Yeah.
It's probably going to be pretty modest, especially at first.
So set realistic goals and don't get caught up in the hype.
Exactly. Do your research, understand the risks, and then make an informed decision.
Well said. And for anyone who wants to learn more,
Yes.
we've included a link in the description where you can buy Kadjo.
Great.
But before you click that link,
Yes.
there are a few more things we need to discuss.
Oh, okay, like what?
Well, we need to take a closer look at the potential downsides of Kadjo,
Okay.
and we need to talk about the ethical considerations.
The ethical considerations.
Yeah, like what are the implications of an app that tracks your browsing and rewards you for it?
Interesting.
And of course, we need to try and figure out what this crypto loophole really is.
That's the big mystery.
It is. So stay tuned, folks, as we continue our deep dive into the world of Kadjo.
So one thing that kind of jumps out at me is the whole data privacy thing.
Right.
If this app is running in the background and it's tracking everything you do online, it makes you wonder what they're doing with all that information.
Yeah, exactly. Like how secure is it really? And what are they using it for?
Well, their marketing doesn't go into a lot of detail about their security measures.
Okay.
But they do say they prioritize user anonymity.
Okay.
So they claim that the data is aggregated and anonymized, which basically means they're not connecting your browsing history to your actual identity.
So that's good, I guess.
Yeah, it's a bit reassuring.
But even if it's anonymized, they're still collecting a massive amount of data about our online behavior. And that still makes me a little uneasy.
I get it.
So what are they actually doing with all this data?
That's where things get a little speculative.
Okay.
But my guess is that they're using it to train their AI algorithms.
Oh, yeah, you mentioned AI before.
Right. Their marketing talks about AI optimization as a key part of their crypto loophole.
So maybe the AI is analyzing our browsing habits, looking for patterns and trends and trying to predict what's going to happen next.
Exactly. It could be finding arbitrage opportunities in the crypto market.
Arbitrage opportunities. What's that?
It's basically when you find price differences for the same asset on different exchanges.
So like Bitcoin might be selling for a slightly different price on one exchange compared to another.
Right.
And their AI can spot those differences and make trades to profit from them.
Exactly. And then those profits would be shared with the users as crypto rewards.
That's actually pretty clever.
It is, and it makes sense given their emphasis on AI.
Yeah, it all kind of fits together.
Yeah.
But even if they're not selling our data directly, isn't it still kind of ethically questionable?
How so?
We're giving them all this valuable information about ourselves just by using their app.
Yeah, that's a valid point.
And they're using it to make money.
True. But you could also argue that users are choosing to participate in this exchange.
How do you mean?
Well, they're getting something in return, right?
The crypto rewards.
Exactly. It's like a trade-off.
So it's like we're all contributing to this giant data pool.
Yeah.
And in exchange, we get a share of the crypto that's generated from it.
I like that analogy. It's a good way to think about it.
And this whole data-driven thing is becoming more and more common anyway, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Like social media companies, search engines, all those guys.
They're all collecting data about us and using it to improve their services and make money.
So Kadjo is just tapping into an existing trend,
In a way, yeah.
but they're being more upfront about it.
Right. They're offering users a direct form of compensation for their data.
Crypto rewards.
Exactly. And that's pretty different from what most companies are doing.
Yeah, it kind of shifts the power dynamic a little bit.
It does. It gives users more control over their data and how it's used.
And it gives them a way to potentially profit from it.
Right.
Okay. So even with the privacy concerns, there are some interesting possibilities here.
There are.
But let's get back to the big mystery,
Okay.
this crypto loophole.
Right.
We've talked about AI and trading strategies and data analysis,
Mm-hmm.
but what could it actually be?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It is.
And unfortunately, we don't have a definitive answer.
Oh,
Kadjo's marketing is pretty vague on the specifics.
yeah, figures.
But I can offer a few hypotheses based on what we know about crypto.
Okay, I'm listening.
One possibility is that they're using arbitrage.
Arbitrage, you mentioned that before.
Right, it's basically taking advantage of price differences for the same asset on different markets.
Okay.
It's a common strategy in traditional finance, and it works in crypto too.
So their AI could be scanning different crypto exchanges, looking for those price discrepancies,
Exactly.
and then making trades to profit from them.
Right, and those profits would then be distributed to the users.
That's crypto rewards.
Exactly.
That makes sense. And it fits with their whole AI optimization thing.
It does.
But wouldn't that strategy depend on the market being volatile?
It would. Arbitrage is more effective when prices are fluctuating.
Okay.
But luckily for Kadjo, the crypto market is pretty much always volatile.
True prices can go up and down like crazy.
Exactly. So they'd have plenty of opportunities to make profits.
And that's where all the data they're collecting comes in handy.
Right.
They can use that data to try and predict what the market's going to do next.
Exactly. By analyzing browsing patterns, they might be able to spot trends or identify emerging opportunities before anyone else.
It's like they're using the collective wisdom of their users to predict the future.
Kinda. It's a pretty powerful concept.
And it's not just a crypto thing, right? Like hedge funds and big investment firms are using similar techniques.
Oh yeah, they've been doing it for years.
So Kadjo is just making those strategies available to everyday people.
That's one way I look at it.
It's like democratizing access to advanced trading algorithms and data analysis.
Exactly.
Pretty cool if you ask me.
It is. It's definitely a sign of how crypto is changing the game.
It's challenging the traditional financial system and creating new opportunities for everyone.
Exactly.
Exciting times. But let's not get carried away.
Right.
We're still dealing with a lot of unknowns here.
We've explored some possible explanations for the crypto loophole, but until Kadjo is more transparent about how it all works, it's all just speculation.
And that lack of transparency is a big concern.
It is. It makes it hard to fully trust their model.
So what's the bottom line? Is Kadjo a scam or is it legit?
It's too early to say for sure.
Okay.
There are some red flags, but there are also some promising aspects.
The money-back guarantee helps.
It lowers the risk.
But we still need more information.
We do.
So I guess it's up to each individual to decide if it's worth trying.
Right. Weigh the pros and cons, consider your risk tolerance, and then make an informed decision.
And remember, the crypto landscape is constantly changing.
Oh yeah. What seems like a loophole today might be completely normal tomorrow.
True. So it's important to stay informed.
Definitely.
And to be open to new ideas.
Absolutely.
And maybe most importantly, to have fun with it.
Crypto can be a lot of fun if you approach it with the right mindset.
Okay, so we've talked about the marketing, the potential earnings, the data privacy concerns. We've even touched on the ethical implications.
Yeah.
But there's one more thing I want to bring up.
What's that?
The potential impact of Kadjo on our online behavior.
Our online behavior.
Yeah, like if people start getting rewarded for their browsing habits, won't that encourage them to spend even more time online?
That's an interesting question. It gets to the heart of how we value our time and attention in the digital age.
Right? It's like we're entering this new era of digital capitalism where every click is a potential transaction.
Exactly. And it raises some big questions about the commodification of our online experience.
Yeah, like are we becoming too obsessed with monetizing every aspect of our lives?
And are we losing sight of the intrinsic value of simply being online, connecting with others, exploring new ideas?
These are definitely things to think about.
They are, but I think we've covered enough for one deep dive.
Yeah, I think you're right.
It's a lot to process.
It is.
So let's give our listeners some time to digest all this information.
Okay, sounds good.
And to come to their own conclusions.
So what's the main message we want to leave them with?
I think the most important thing is to be aware, be informed, and be empowered.
Okay, I like that.
The digital world is full of opportunities and risks,
True.
and it's up to each of us to navigate it wisely.
To make conscious choices about how we spend our time and how we engage with technology.
Exactly.
And for anyone who's curious about trying Kadjo, you can find a link to purchase the app in the description below.
Great.
But just remember everything we've talked about.
Right.
Approach it with caution, do your research, and be realistic about your expectations.
Good advice.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
It was my pleasure.
And until next time, happy browsing.
Yeah.
So, we've talked a lot about Kadjo already.
Yeah, we've covered a lot of ground.
Is there anything else in these materials that we should touch on?
Yeah, there's one more thing that I noticed in that forum post you mentioned.
Okay.
The person who wrote it said that they seemed to earn more when they were doing certain types of browsing.
Oh, really? Like what?
Well, they said they made more when they were like actively researching products or reading news articles, and they made less when they were just scrolling through social media.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it almost seems like Kadjo is trying to reward you for being more engaged online.
So you mean like actually reading and learning stuff?
Right, exactly, instead of just passively consuming content.
So maybe they're trying to incentivize people to be more mindful of their browsing habits.
Maybe. So it's an interesting thought.
It is. It's like they're trying to make you a better internet user.
Kind of, yeah, like rewarding you for being curious and seeking out valuable information.
Instead of just wasting time on cat videos.
Exactly.
Okay, so it's not just about making money with Kadjo.
Right.
It's also about potentially improving your online behavior.
It could be a way to make your time online more productive and fulfilling.
I like that.
It's a different way of thinking about it. It's not just about passive income, it's also about self-improvement in a way.
Okay, so we've looked at Kadjo from all these different angles.
Yeah, we have.
The marketing, the potential earnings, the data privacy, the ethical implications, even how it might change the way we behave online.
It's been a pretty deep dive.
It has. So what's the final verdict? Is Kadjo worth it?
Well, I think that's really up to each individual to decide.
Okay.
We've given you the information you need to make an informed choice. If you're interested in earning some crypto passively, and you're not too worried about the data privacy stuff, then Kadjo could be a good option for you.
Especially with that money-back guarantee.
Right. It takes some of the risk out of it.
And you never know. You might learn a thing or two about crypto along the way.
Exactly.
But if you're really concerned about your privacy or you're looking to get rich quick, then Kadjo is probably not the best fit.
It's important to be honest with yourself about your priorities and your expectations.
Absolutely. There's no magic bullet when it comes to crypto.
Nope.
Or anything else in life for that matter.
Sure, it's very true.
So be smart, be cautious, do your research.
Good advice.
And if you do decide to try Kadjo, let us know how it goes.
Yeah, we'd love to hear your feedback.
We're always interested in learning more about these new and emerging technologies.
Exactly. It's a constantly evolving landscape.
And that's what the deep dive is all about.
Exploring new ideas, challenging assumptions, and helping you navigate the digital world.
Well said. Well said. So thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
It was my pleasure.
And until next time, happy browsing.